Today started as any normal day. I woke up. I put my pants on one leg at a time like everyone else. I brushed my teeth haphazardly because I was lazy. I didn't care as much as I should have. Today, I walked to work. I don't know why I decided to do so, but I did. Inane protocol, perhaps, like an imprinted marching order. Something just told me I should do it, so I did. The walk was fine. It's fall, so there are beautiful colors all around, and for once the heat has died down a bit. A nice wind jacket is all that I really need. I miss that jacket. While on my walk, I passed by a small coffee shop, one I had always seen while driving by, but the bustle of my busy life never permitted me to stop and smell the proverbial flowers, or in this case, coffee beans. Today was the day I decided to stop in and try it. When I walked in, a sense of deja vu had struck me across the head, like a World Series pitcher had whipped a fastball right at me. It hurt, like my brain just couldn't compute with what it was seeing. The coffee was fine, nothing special, bitter. I like the taste of bitter things. It helps me to realize how sweet my life can be sometimes. I often take that for granted. Things can turn bitter fast, and while the taste of bitter is nice, I only enjoy it for small periods of time. At this point, I had almost forgotten what I had to do for the day. I know brains are powered by an abhorrent small amount of electricity, but I can't help but think mine runs on even less. It's like I freeze up, locked in some thought forever, continually thinking it over and over like some kind of rabid racing dog. I took my jacket from the small chair in the shop and flung it over my shoulders, slipping it on like I did every morning, and walked out. When I arrived at work, the same people were doing the same tasks, just like every day. The office was a gray room filled with dozens of the exact same cubicles. The front desk lady gave an uneasy smile to me as I walked in, the first sign that today wasn't going to go how I thought. She was always smiling. Even on the day she told me her father had left town, she smiled away. I never thought anything of it, oddly enough. That type of news is supposed to invoke an emotional response, right? I'm freezing on that train of thought again. When I arrived at my desk, there was an envelope, a simple, brown manila envelope. It filled me with so much immediate dread that it triggered another one of those pre-programmed responses, this time, fight or flight. I took the envelope from my desk and rushed to the front desk lady. Damn, I don't even know her name. Does she even have a name? At the time, it didn't matter. When I arrived at her desk, out of breath and slightly damp under the armpits for some undisclosed reason, she greeted me with a forced smile. "Hello, John," she said with enthusiasm. However, her eyes didn't match the tone of her voice. She looked pained and confused, and with the most uncanny smile. I felt like I didn't have time to tell her why I didn't have time to tell her. I was so overwhelmed with dread by this stupid fucking envelope that I didn't even manage to say anything. After a few moments of staring into those cold, soulless eyes, she glared at me. I finally stuttered out a few words about how her glasses sat a quarter of an inch too much to the left. What the hell was I thinking? Am I a calculator? No, I'm just John, and just John doesn't know math well enough to calculate shit like that. I don't know what happened. I couldn't bring myself to say anything else, and neither did she. We just stared at each other for what felt like hours. I knew it wasn't hours, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say here. I went back to my desk. The dread had been superseded by a mix of loneliness and embarrassment. When I sat down, I took a moment to compose myself. I stared at the paper envelope and it stared right back. I don't know how it did, but it did. It gave me that same sense of impending doom as when you know you're being watched, or like when you're exploring an abandoned house and you hear the floorboards above you creak. The shiver down your spine, the cold sweat. Everything bad in this world resided within this 9x11 manila office envelope. I had finally mustered up enough courage to open this forsaken piece of office supply. When I went in to tear at a corner, I was jolted by the sight of the front desk lady in my peripheral vision. I stopped what I was doing and turned to her, her big eyes staring into mine as she did at the desk. "John, will you please follow me? I have something to show you." I was never one for friends in the office, and I sure as hell wasn't a fan of the front desk lady most days. I mean, she was nice enough, but those eyes... those unsettling eyes. They say that eyes are a window into the soul, but hers are just a window. The lights are off inside. Perhaps there are cobwebs inside too if we want to get imaginative. I don't know. Those words, "Please follow me," it's like it triggered something again, because no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't walk away, and by God did I want to walk away. My feet took me into a dark room off to the side, and my hands clutched at the envelope with dear life. The front desk lady just kept staring at me. She pointed towards a small vent. "We have to go through here." Have to. That phrase sent me crawling into the vent in no time. She had some sort of control over me, pressing every button she could to get me where she wanted me to go. Yet, I felt no immediate danger. Who knows? Maybe she had control over that too. When I finished crawling through the vent, I found myself in a rotted out hole in the wall. A massive hole in the wall. It was basically another room. There was a disgusting old mattress and crazed scrawlings all over the walls. It was all in binary, and when I read it, I could instantly translate it all. Things here are different. Help me. God rest our souls. The front desk lady followed closely behind me, and after I had a chance to read over the walls, she gave me that uncannily huge smile. "Please, open the envelope now, John." Dread flowed over me like I had just been washed ashore from a shipwreck. I tore at the corner of the envelope and opened it finally. I was expecting a noxious gas to fume out, or something to jump at me to give me a reason for all these horrible feelings, but alas, it was just a piece of loose-leaf paper. I looked up and saw that she was closer to me now. I don't remember seeing her move, but she was noticeably closer, still smiling away. I pulled the paper out of the envelope. It was blank, save for one line, again written in binary. "You know too much." Today started as any normal day. I woke up. I put my pants on one leg at a time, like everyone else. I brushed my teeth haphazardly because I was lazy. I didn't care as much as I should have. Today, I walked to work. I don't know why I decided to do so, but I did. Inane protocol, perhaps, like an imprinted marching order. Something just told me I should do it, so I did. The walk was fine. It's fall, so there are beautiful colors all around, and for once the heat has died down a bit. A nice wind jacket is all that I really need. I miss that jacket. While on my walk, I passed by a small coffee shop, one I had always seen while driving by, but the bustle of my busy life never permitted me to stop and smell the proverbial flower. While on my walk, I passed by a small coffee shop, one I had always seen while driving by, but the bustle of my busy life never permitted me to stop and smell the proverbial flowers, or in this case, coffee beans. Today was the day I decided to stop in and try it. When I walked in, a sense of deja vu had struck me across the head, like a World Series pitcher had whipped a fastball right at me. It hurt, like my brain just couldn't compute with what it was seeing. What a wonderful coincidence that the front desk lady at my job was here too.